would think that I was prepared for living in Sweden. I mean, looking at it from the outside, you would think that England and Sweden live quite similarly. I mean, we're quite close geographically, we have similar cultures and customs, even the climate is fairly similar. But I'm going to let you in on a bit of a secret today. Yes, I'm kind of disappointed to admit it, but over in the UK, we don't have a lot of knowledge about what Sweden's like as a country. It's not a normal holiday destination for us. For that very reason, when I got here just about 2.5 years ago now, there were a lot of different things I had to acclimatise to pretty quick. And in past videos, I've already talked about the things that shocked or surprised me when I first arrived in Sweden, but I like to think, for the most part, I've done quite a good job of accustoming to life here. But with that said, there's still a handful of things that confuse me about Sweden. And rather than trying to rack my brain or scratch my head to make sense of these Swedish habits and traditions, today I thought I'd let you guys in on the party. So by the end of this video, hopefully I'm going to get some reassurances that I'm not the only person that's confused by these things, and you never know, maybe some of my Swedish viewers will jump down into the comment section and help to clarify what on earth is going on. So with that said, let's jump into 5 of the things that still confuse me about Sweden. Number 1, and the only real place I could start this list. Red days. And you guys, hear me out with this one because I really don't think that my confusion is unwarranted. So in Sweden, a public holiday is called a red day, and it gets its name because if you look at a calendar, you will see all of the public holidays marked in a red colour. And you guys, don't get me wrong, I follow the concept of a public holiday. We have plenty of our own in the UK. It's the same dates every year. You know you're going to be free from work. You have an extra day to your weekend. That makes sense. I mean, in the UK, we even have the possibility that if our red day falls at the weekend, we don't want to lose out on that free day. So the government replaced it earlier in the week or the week after, which is a concept I think Sweden could actually learn from, to be honest, but I digress. Because I'm with you so far, I understand that Swedish National Day is always the 6th of June and I'm always going to get that day off if it falls between Monday and Friday. What I don't quite follow is, as a Brit, when it comes to the start of each year, I like to go onto the calendar, check when the red days fall, just so that I know when I can expect an extra day off work or an extra short week, so that if I want to plan my holiday or to see friends or family, I know what I've got to play with. And when I did that this year for 2021, I was disappointed to see that lots of the red days fall at the weekend and I just had to wave them goodbye. So then fast forward halfway through the year to last month, it got to midsommarafton, which is always on a Friday, and I was super disappointed to see that it's actually dagen, which is the red day. So I was thinking, I'm not off on midsommarafton, I have to work as normal. And I'm sure that you guys can follow my logic here. Midsommarafton fell during the week, it wasn't a red day, it's not a weekend, therefore I have to work. And sometimes, although disappointing, that's just how the cookie crumbles. Then fast forward to the week before midsummer, and my colleagues are telling me that we're going to be off on Friday, we're going to be off on midsommarafton. Don't get me wrong, I was absolutely delighted. It's another day off. I had plans already. I was wondering how I was going to juggle them around with my work day, but I'm confused. And no matter how many Swedes I went and asked, nobody could explain to me why midsommarafton is not a red day, but instead is classified as this weird new concept I'd never heard of before, as a helgdag, or a weekend day. So enter left of field this new concept, a weekend day that is not a Saturday or a Sunday, but is somehow not a public holiday, but you're somehow off for. This just doesn't make any sense. I just don't understand why they can't be red as well, just to save us all the confusion. Because I know I'm not the only one confused here. I've met plenty of Swedes that also do the same thing as me. They look at their calendar, they see 6 red days that fall during the week. They're the 6 they plan to be off. Then they forget about these weekend days that just crop up out of nowhere. If you think that you can make sense of this madness, you're welcome to leave your comment below, because I'm sure there's plenty of people like me that want to know what the hell is going on. The second Swedish tradition that continues to confuse me is putting pictures of the king in strange places. And you guys, I understand the concept of patriotism. I mean, we have our own monarchy and our fair few royals in the UK. So I'm not confused at all as to why Sweden has a king. I just don't understand why his picture has to be in your bathroom. Yes, you guys, while it's a habit that might not be as common today as it once was, if you go to somebody's house, you sit down on the toilet, you might find yourself staring at the king. And I just don't really understand why. In England, if you've got a picture in your bathroom, it's probably of some scenic shot somewhere in Greece, or some lovely vineyard somewhere in France, something relaxing and really to get you in the mood for what you're about to do. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's the same reason why I wouldn't want to put a family photo or a picture of my children or a picture of my house pet in my bathroom. Because when I sit down on the toilet and I'm about to do my business, I do not want anybody staring into my soul, let alone His Royal Highness. And I'm not sure that I even follow the argument that this is a sign of respect, because really and truly, if you're putting anybody in the bathroom, it's probably someone you want to hide from the rest of the family. Yeah, come to think about it, if I was going to put a picture of somebody from my family up in my bathroom, it would be that dark horse, that distant cousin that you kind of want to forget about or everyone pretends doesn't exist. So how can it be considered a mark of respect that the king gets to see your naked bottom twice a day? And come to think about it, I'm not even sure what's considered royal protocol when you meet the king here. If I come into your bathroom, I'm about to sit down, and I'm faced with the king's beamy face and his eyes looking down on me, am I supposed to salute him? Am I supposed to greet him? Do I just pretend he's not there? And I guess that this is the source of all of my confusion on this point, because if you really want everybody to show respect to the king when they come to your house, should he not be somewhere in the doorway, or on the porch, or up on the wall in the hallway? Why is he the last person we get to see? The third thing that continues to confuse me here in Sweden is that we talk about people's age based on the year that they were born, not how old they actually are. Don't get me wrong, in England we're not that uptight, we'll tell you how old we are. I don't have a problem saying whether I'm 20 or whether I'm 56. Ask me again in 30 years, maybe I will. But my main point here is that if you tell me that you're 30, that means a whole lot more to me than if you tell me that you were born in 91. And this is something that I've still not really adjusted to. When people say to me, how old are you? I say 25. When they ask how old my brother is, I say he's 24. I don't say that he's born in 97. And I guess that my confusion with this one just comes from the fact that I really don't understand where this tradition came from. You still celebrate a 30th birthday here. You don't celebrate that you were born in 91. The fourth thing that makes this list of things that continue to confuse me here in Sweden is that you talk about the area in which you live in square meters. And don't get me wrong, my problem here is not that they use a metric unit to talk about space. That makes a lot of sense. The problem I have is, why do I need to be so specific about the space in which I live? Before I came to Sweden, I was quite happy to say that I lived in a studio or a 1-bedroom flat or a 3-bedroom house, and that gave people enough detail. But now I have to say that I live on 30 square meters or 50 or 70. I guess I'm just not really sure what purpose this new information serves. If I tell you that I live on 40 square meters, sure, you can conjure up a picture in your head of how big that space is. But it's a little bit deceiving, because just because I have 40 square meters doesn't mean that I can use all of them. Perhaps the building I live in is layouted in a weird way, and I actually lose some of those square meters. So what does it actually tell you that I live on 40 square meters? Is anyone out there with me on this one? I mean, if I tell you that I live in a 2-bedroom flat and it's got a hallway and it's got a dining room, does that not give you more information than I live on 50 square meters? And this brings me on to my fifth and final confusion that still sticks with me after being in Sweden for 2.5 years. And for this one, we're diving deep into Swedish Christmas, and particularly the tradition of that at 3 o'clock on Christmas, everybody sits down, the whole family come together, you switch on the TV and you watch Donald Duck. Yes, this is actually a tradition that's got a lot of history here in Sweden. Every single year without fail since 1959, the national broadcaster SVT has shown an episode of Kalle Anka, or Donald Duck, at 3 p.m. on Christmas. And it's not the tradition itself per se that confuses me, because I quite like that every country has its own little traditions and qualms when it comes to Christmas about how you celebrate and what you do. I guess the thing that confuses me more is that there's only so many episodes and that they're shown on repeat over a series of years. So when I sat down last Christmas at 3 p.m. with my girlfriend and her family, they all said, oh, it's this episode, I remember this one. And I guess the thing that I'm confused about is, why don't we just commission some new episodes? You know, kind of like they do with the julkalender here in Sweden every year. Every single year, there's 24 new episodes, a whole new story to get involved with. So why aren't we doing that with Kalle Anka? Why do we have to have the same 5 or 6 episodes on repeat every few years? And you guys, I realise I'm probably being unfair with this last one, because I guess it's probably out of Sweden's control. It's probably based on the fact that, of course, Donald Duck is intellectual property of Disney, and they are in control of what episodes get distributed. But all I'm saying is it would be nice to have some new Kalle Anka adventures once in a while. And there you have it, guys. They are 5 of the things that continue to confuse me since living in Sweden now for 2.5 years. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments below. Are these things that have also confused you since being in Sweden? Is there something else that confuses you that you think I've missed? And the Swedes of you out there, please comment below and make sense of these traditions for us. We want to know what's going on. Anyway, thanks so much for checking out another video. I really hope you enjoyed this one. New videos from me twice a week, so please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Drop me a like so I know that you like content like this and I can do more of it. But as I say, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you've had a good time, and I will see you again very, very soon. Catch you later, guys.